I'm going to show you what I did for you this morning. When I mean this morning is, I mean about 2 o'clock this morning. I don't sleep well. It's got nothing to do with the 3 little kids. I was like this when I was born, but I'm a little bit of an anomaly. If I sleep more than 3 or 4 hours straight, you're lucky. I was just always like that. So about 2 o'clock in the morning, I get up, and I want to tell you what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of you, and I'm thinking of margin, because I was concerned about your capacity to dilute, convert. Even on taxation, you had me a little concerned. And so we knew that this was an area that was mathematical, and so I want to tell you what I started doing about 2 a.m. this morning. I wrote a question for you that is absolutely off the hook. A question that is more representative of the kind of transaction that you're going to see on the 7. And I thought, because I'm your partner for life until you're licensed, and I think you know that now, if I can write a question for you at 2 a.m. in the morning that I think is going to give you a stronger education, the least you can do is do this trade with me so that we kind of solidify what we've learned from today, at least one aspect of it. Are you ready?
Yes.
This question is not dynamite. It's off the rack. So write it down. Be very careful. I'm showing you the 7 now. Are you ready?
Yes.
A client sells short 300 shares of XYZ stock at 40 per share in a margin account. Client sells short 300 shares of XYZ stock at 40 a share in a margin account. The FRB margin deposit is equal to 50%, period. Just like NASDAQ's language. FRB standing for the Federal Reserve Board. They got to tell you what Reg T is. Reg T on margin trades will be 50%. The FRB margin deposit is equal to 50%, period. With me so far?
Yes.
This FRB margin deposit is equal to 50%, period. Are we there?
Yes.
The stock drops to $25 per share, period. Not by 25, to 25 per share. Watch my language. Ready? 25. The stock drops to $25 per share, period. Are you there?
Yes.
The stock drops to $25 per share. We originally sell short 300 shares of stock at 40 a share. The stock dropped to $25 per share, period. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. I'm getting so excited. This question is dynamite. What is the client's SMA? Take your time. That's part 1 of 2 components to the account. Now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, because I have a feeling that you're going to need a little bit of a guidance on this, only to help you through. I'm going to show you a mathematical impression of what I verbalized to you just occurred in this account. First, look up. We have the original margin account on the short side. This represents an account change relative to the transaction. And the new account then, therefore, reflects that we have a drop in the short market value that would mathematically tend to lead to an increase in equity to the point of putting it into excess. And there's the question. Are you with me?
Yes.
Take your time, work the trade. Want to do this together, want to pull out your notes, want to brainstorm. I think that's all wonderful, that we get that mind flowing. And anytime you have that response, I'll take that answer. I'll give you a few more minutes on this. It's more like the kind of thing on the short side that you'll see on the 7. Remember the original position. The original position was 300 shares of stock sold short at 40 per share. So let me help you. That gives you a short market value of what? What's 300 shares of 40 a share? $12,000. So if that's $12,000, can you tell me what your margin deposit on that would be? $6,000. Is all this money coming into the account? Say yes.
Yes.
So can I have your credit balance? Can't hear you. Right, so let's take a look now and proof out the equity in the account. Look up. Is that actual equity of $6,000, 50% of that short market value of 12? Say yes.
Yes.
So aren't you beginning in this margin account with required equity?
Yes.
There's your original account. Now you can work the rest. Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, that's what your original account looks like. 18, 12, and 6. Now what happened? We have a drop on the stock. How many shares sold short in this position? I'm going to help you through this because I don't want you to be laboring over it. No, the original number of shares sold short in the position is 300 shares. Look at me. But where's the stock price trading at now? 25 a share. Before I go into that short market value, you can clearly see what it is. Can you tell me what the credit balance is? Because there's your first mistake that you're going to make. Increases or decreases of the short market value don't affect the credit balance. What does? When you short more new stock, you're not shorting any more new stock. All we have is a decline in the stock's price. You with me so far? And when that stock price goes down, the short market value goes down, equity goes up because you want the stock component to go down, which is why the question naturally would ask you for excess. Am I right? But what is the credit balance? What's 300 shares now sold short of 25 a share equal to? $7,500. Stop, time out. Took a look. What's CR minus S&V equal to E? What's 18,000 minus 7,500 equal to? 10.5. With mathematics were wrong. You with me so far? It's 10.5. Now, here's the question. Look at the equity. Look what it was. It was 6,000. Am I right? What is it now? 10.5. Why did the equity go up? Because the stock price went down. Any price below that price sold short of 40 a share. Are you with me so far? Client's making money. The ability to cover in the money. Am I right? Okay, what's required? Cut the market value in half. What's the market value? 7,500. So required equity is what? 3,750. Am I right? What do you actually have? 10.5. The difference between what you actually have and what is required either is going to be in restriction or going to be in excess. Here it's clearly going to be in excess. Am I right? You have 10.5. Therefore, the difference between what is required and what you actually have leads to the excess, which is 6,750. Am I right? There's the answer to your question. Credited to what account? The SMA account. Now, your 6,750 of excess equity credited to the SMA account. If you double it, what do you got? You've got short selling power of how much? 13.5. Am I right? If you use your short selling power now, part two to the question, and short $13,500 worth of new stock, can you find adjusted equity on the short side? Sure. What's going to happen is that the 13.5 in short selling power is going to be added to the credit balance. You're shorting 13.5 more new stock. And what's going to happen to equity? It's going to stay the same. It's going to be 10.5. This would be 18,000 plus 13.5 is 31.5. 7,500 plus 13.5 is equal to 21,000. CR minus S&V is equal to constant E at 10.5, and equity is unchanged. Still, kind of thing you're going to look at. Just to walk you through that, because I had a very strong feeling you would have been here for about 20 minutes longer. Are you with me? Yes. And I didn't want that to happen. Now, let me share with you what I have for you. Your curriculum for tonight and tomorrow to get yourself ready for Wednesday. So stay focused. The answer would be 10.5, unchanged. Step one tonight. Write this down, please. Step one. We need a fresh read of 20 and 13 with the education behind us that's going to make it much easier for you to understand in a language that you were professionally trained for. Step two, look at me, the notes, and there were many, along with significant perspective, and there were a lot, for the 7. Step three, I want you to read the body of work that I prepared for you on the notes on margin. At that point, I'd take a little bit of a break. Then when you go back in after the break, I want you to do the taxes/tax shelter chapter exam open book. No selection process. Have those answers right out there as your safety net to understand the answers and the explanations. After the taxes/tax shelter chapter exam, you have another chapter exam that's very powerful. It's called the customer accounts chapter exam. Why do I say this chapter exam of 70 questions is very powerful? Because this chapter exam will emphasize the regulations concerning the opening and the maintenance and the handling of closing of customer accounts. And so the question now becomes, how come I didn't give you the customer accounts chapter exam on the evening of day one when we did customer accounts? Because a good 50 out of the 70 emphasize margin. Are you with me so far? Yes. So it's not only a customer account review from night one, but also very impactful regarding the margin education and the transactions associated with margin. So that's to be done tonight, open book. Believe me, that's enough for tonight. Are you with me? Yes. I know. Tomorrow, yes, sir.
What was the first thing?
Taxes, tax shelter chapter exam, open book.
No, the first thing.
Reading of chapters 20 and 13. Always reading of the chapters first, and then the reviewing of the notes, and then the reading of my work, and then the chapter exams on an open book basis. That's always the way the curriculum has been. Are you with me?
Yes.
It's going to strengthen you topically. It's a winning formula for 10 to 20 years. I just wish you'd come along with it. Now, we got to get ready for Wednesday. Boy, I'm glad we have tomorrow off to get ready for Wednesday. And what are we going into Wednesday? Chapter 11. Beginning on what page? Look at your syllabus, 14 through 32. Beginning on page 14 of chapter 11 is the beginning of the area of the New York Stock Exchange. And so tomorrow you're going to read chapter 11, beginning on page 14 through 32, and bring that with you on the New York Stock Exchange. Also tomorrow you're going to read chapter 18 in full. We're going into some heavy areas now, no different than today, on the areas of New York Stock Exchange. We're going to execute orders to the big board on Wednesday. We're going to be buying liquid listed and talk about the listing requirements the companies must meet in order to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange. The $2 broker, the floor broker, the commission house broker, and New York Stock Exchange order qualifiers, which are consistent with the Series 7 examination when you're executing listed stocks. And then in the second half on Wednesday, I'm really going to light it up because I'm going after 25 questions on the NASDAQ. I'm going to be talking to you about Scudder, Van Kempen, T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, Magellan, Dreyfus's, the mutual fund management companies and investment company shares, the pricing of those shares, the structure of the underlying portfolio, the distribution of those shares, the tax ramifications of those shares, bringing mutual funds public to the open market and its tax ramifications. I am begging you to step up to this week. This is big. You must. It's for your license. I'm proud of you. See you on Wednesday. Come on. Go. Thank you.